It's easy to think that there's nothing our feline family members love more than a good petting session, complete with scratches behind the ears and a gentle rub of their back. But while this is one of the easiest ways to show your love for the cats, it may not be the thing they love the most, and it's important they're enjoying it as well. These are 9 things your cat loves more than being petted. 1. Sleep. You probably don't need me to tell you just how much cats love a good old-fashioned snooze. No matter what time you're watching this video, I'll bet there's a strong chance your cat is literally asleep right now. But sleeping is what they do best. On average, cats sleep a whopping 12 to 16 hours a day. Some even snooze for as much as 20 hours a day. Can you imagine? Oh, to be a cat and not have to spend all day at work. So, if your cat ever ignores your affection in favor of a nap, try not to take it personally. They are just following their instincts. 2. Warm spots and sunshine. Despite being covered in fur, cats don't seem to ever be warm enough, do they? They always want to be even warmer. Whether it's wriggling under the covers with you, curling up in a ball by the radiator, or lounging in a gentle sunbeam, your cats will always be doing everything they can to be as warm as possible. Experts have determined that a cat's perfect temperature for peak coziness is somewhere between 86 and 97 degrees Fahrenheit. If they could be this hot all the time in exchange for no more petting ever, they'd take the deal. This is almost definitely because their ancestors were desert animals. So modern cats still seek out warmth because they're basically hardwired to in their DNA. But there might just be another type of place they prefer to warm spots. But I'll get to that after taking a moment to talk about something cats love just as much as sleeping and lounging around, despite being very different. 3. Chasing things. 1 minute cats love doing nothing at all, but the next moment they want to be as active as possible, zipping around and chasing anything and everything that dares to move. From bits of string to the dots from a laser pen, cats love to chase everything, including you. This is their predatory instincts kicking in a treat, even if they're domesticated now and not quite the hunters of the outback they once were. I've talked a lot in some of our other videos about how domestication hasn't quite eradicated the hunting heart in cats, so be sure to check some of those out after you finish this one. 4. High places. I mentioned there was a type of location that some cats love even more than warm spots, and that's high spots. From the top of the wardrobe to the top of their cat tree, cats adore clambering to a high perch from which they can watch and survey the land below. There's a reason why firefighters always have to rescue cats from trees, and that's because they're always climbing up them. This is yet another weird quirk of cat behavior that is a direct result of their ancestry. Their ancestors would clamber up high so they could both avoid predators and keep an eye out for prey. Seems like the most perfect hidey hole for a cat to dwell is somewhere both high and warm. So, the sun? 5. Boxes. With that said, there's somewhere they might love a little bit more than the top of a tree. It's a tale as old as time for any cat parent. You've spent a fortune on a present for them. Do they love the present? Of course they do. But what do they love 10 times more? The box it came in, of course. Cats love boxes. Within seconds of putting a box down on the ground, your wee little fluff ball will curl up inside those cardboard walls and claim their squatter's rights. A study from the University of Utrecht in 2014 determined that this is because cats love the sense of security a box offers. Which makes sense. If it's a tiny box they only just fit in, it's basically the perfect little hiding spot. Yet again, like so many things on this list, it's all about their ancestors. We're all just prisoners of our DNA, aren't we? Doomed to repeat our past, for it is in our blood. Was that too pretentious and grandiose for a YouTube video about cats? Too late, I've said it now. But also, like I mentioned earlier, cats love heat, and a tight, confined space helps a cat regulate their body temperature, keeping them warm and cozy. In short, it's not the fact that it's cardboard they love, it's the fact it's a confined space that appeals. 6. Watching birds. Cats love watching the birds. That's why Alfred Hitchcock is their favorite movie director. Average joke aside, I of course mean the animal and not the film. You will have definitely noticed your fur baby at some point, sitting by the window and staring intensely at the birds outside. Just give them a set of binoculars and a little journal, and they'd look like my adorable Twitcher neighbor, Graham. This is their natural hunting instincts kicking in. While it may be easier to sit around and wait for you to feed them, instead of having to find and kill their own food, the desire to do so is still baked into their genes. Even indoor cats get a kick out of watching birds, daydreaming about getting the chance to hunt them. So while it may look like they are adorably bird watching, they're not exactly traditional tweakers. Unless said tweaks have plans to brutally hunt and viciously slaughter the birds they're watching, that is. Unless that's Graham's cup of tea and I didn't realize. 7. Running water. Your cats love running water. If you've left a tap running, you might have noticed that your precious little cat just loves to swipe at that flowing stream with their paws. Yet again, this boils down to that ancient hunter DNA. On an instinctive level, they massively prefer running water to still water because still water seems stagnant, but running water implies freshness. Something about a running tap makes them think of the fresh streams they would have sought out when they were wild animals. For that reason, if you just serve your cat water via a little water bowl, it might be worth upgrading to a cat water fountain if you've got the cash to splash, pun intended. 8. Scratching. Any pet parent with a carpet will know, much to their chagrin, a lot of cats just love a good scratch. I know how you feel. You may love your fluffy little friends, but it is so frustrating when they scratch your carpet and furniture to smithereens. But try not to be too irritated because, yet again, this is just their natural instincts kicking in. Scratching isn't just an enjoyable activity for them, but an important one. It helps them mark their territory, stretch their muscles, and of course, sharpen their claws. Therefore, of course, they love it more than being petted. The problem is, no cat parent wants their home ripped to shreds just to keep their kitty happy. That's why a happy balance is vital. They want to scratch, you don't want them to scratch your stuff. The solution is simple. As a cat parent, there's no purchase more sensible than a scratching post. Not only will it give them something to attack, keeping them happy because they get to unleash their hunting instincts, but it will ensure that the thing they are hunting isn't your expensive new armchair. It's a win-win situation. 9. Food and treats. You probably don't need me to tell you this, but obviously cats love food. Do they love it more than snuggling with you? To be honest, yes, probably. Food is great, man. Would you rather eat or have a creature that's more than twice your height scratch your ears? Unless you have very specific interests, your answer to that is almost definitely food. But I'm not just saying this based on anecdotal observations. There's actually science to back this up. A 2017 study from Oregon State University found that almost all cats actively prefer treats to human interaction. They love you, I promise they do. Just not as much as they love sweet, sweet calories. 10. If you like and subscribe. I know this video is called 9 Things Your Cat Loves More Than Getting Pets, but here's a bonus 10th one. They love it if you like this video and are subscribed to this channel. It's true. They told us. I'm not lying, I swear. And there we are. That's 9 things that cats love more than being petted. But don't let that lure you into thinking you shouldn't pet them. Far from it. They still adore getting attention from you, so you should pour as much attention onto them as you can. Though, of course, there's one rather obvious thing I did not add to this list, and that's being looked after. There's nothing a cat loves more than having a guardian who keeps an eye out for them, and the best way to do that right now is to watch out for bird flu. Because it's spreading. Want to know how to protect your cat? Watch this next video.